Am I audible? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are coming back with live actions from Dr. DSA Ambedkar Stadium in Senior Division League organized by Delhi Soccer Association, where Engineer Force will be taking on Rangers Sports Club. Both the teams, they have prepared their final talks prior moving into another exciting, enchanting, thrilling soccer clash. It is the battle for supremacy. It is the battle for establish their domination upon each other. And here we can see that the match officials, they're also getting ready. The fans, the spectators, the supporters, they're also getting ready. And we are all set for the battle of a contest where fifth placed Rangers Sports Club are going to lock horns with third placed Indian Air Force. Customary photo sessions are happening there. And we are just one step away from the kickoff. All eyes are kept inside the ground, along with the male spectators, the females, supporters, fans. They are also coming up with large numbers into the ground in order to motivate their upcoming promising young talents, their upcoming future talents, who can shine themselves in near future in national and international podium as well. And I'm your commentator, Shopna Bhumuli, joining live with you on behalf of official YouTube channel of AD Sports Live. All exclusive and live actions will be coming up in front of your screen on AD Sports Live. To be very honest, quite an interesting game which will be unfolding in front of you. Here we can see that match officials. Today's match official, Lakshay, he will be assisted by Ali Muhammad and Anshul Dikshit. On the other hand, Kuldeep Singh Darial. He is making his role as fourth official on the sidelines. Here we can see that the players of both teams, they are preparing their final talks prior engaging themselves into another exciting, enchanting, thrilling, fascinating soccer battle. Every Delhi football fans must have stepped or must have felt the stones under their feet and the world around them straight in anticipation, because it is Indian Air Force versus Rangers Sports Club. And we are all set for the battle of a contest. We are just one step away from the kickoff. We are coming more closer to the kickoff. Lakshay is looking at his watch. In any time, any moment, he can blow his whistle. Will be indicating the commencement of the match, the beginning of the high voltage soccer clash. And you're watching live and exclusive actions on behalf of AD Sports Live. These guys are really doing well. And they are broadcasting Senior Division League. And here we go with the beginning of the match. And once again, we are underway at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. And it is Indian Air Force. Those are operating from right of your screen in the signature blues. On the other end, it is Rangers Sports Club. Those will be attacking in a reverse direction in their signature rights. Indian Air Force with the position. If we talk about the performance of Indian Air Force in this competition, then we can see that they have successfully earned 7 points from 3 matches. On the other hand, Rangers Sports Club, they are also getting full 3 points from their 2 matches. So we are expecting, we are hoping to see an exciting, enchanting, thrilling, fascinating soccer clash. A high voltage soccer encounter is coming up on your screen. The keeper of Rangers Sports Club with the long ball. However, the position being won back by the Indian Air Force. Plays the ball forward. Great anticipation there. Both the teams will be looking forward in order to gain some control over the midfield. They are trying to settle down their nerves in order to get the momentum in their favor. Free kick. Might be there was a push from behind, and that's why a free kick has been awarded to Rangers Sports Club. 4-4-2 formations to be witnessed from both the teams. Now it is Engineer force with the counter. He is almost penetrating inside the box. Can it be a danger moment for Rangers Sports Club? What a great save by the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. We should heap huge praise upon their keeper, Tushar Chopra, stretching out his left hand and denying this effort. Fabulous goalkeeping, absolutely marvelous. Excellent goalkeeping. Indian Air Force slowly but steadily they are trying to come on attack. Long balls have been played there. Somehow losing the momentum in the penetrated zone. On the other hand, Rangers Football Club with the counter. Rangers Sports Club, they are trying to repatriate their domination in this game. There was a free kick. Might be some push from behind it. That's why another crucial set piece has been awarded to Rangers Sports Indian Air Force Football Club. Now it is Indian Air Force Football Club. They are coming up on attack from their left flank. But the ball rolls out over the sideline, throwing in favor of Rangers Sports Club. With the long throw. Once again, Indian Air Force, they are getting back the position. Keeper with the shot. Placed forward to his defenders. Another long aerial ball has been released there. But great anticipation, great interception by the Rangers Sports Club. Now, there is a quick counter attack from the side of Indian Air Force. The attack is being built from down the right. Another through ball being played there. But straight into the hands of the keeper, Tushar Chopra. Tushar Chopra is looking very, very confident and he is constantly instructing his teammates in order to maintain their strategical shape. The ball went out over the sideline, throwing in favor of Rangers Sports Club. Long throw has been delivered there. The football is going on there. And the sense of urgency is becoming very, very prominent from both the sides in order to get their first in this game. To be very honest, if we talk about the soccer culture in Delhi, we should mention the football in Shahjahanabad, and we all know it is Rangers Sports Club with the counter. The attack is being rated from down the right. This can be a great opportunity. He's trying to find out some space. Danger still not averted on the edge of the area. They're constantly hovering on the edge of the area. The defenders of Indian Air Force, they should have to be much more cautious. They should have to be much more consolidated, solidified in terms of preventing the attacks of Rangers Sports Club. Now it is once again position being won back by Rangers Sports Club. The game is going on there with the greatest space. Rangers Football Club with the counter. The attack is being directed from down the left. In comes the cross. No takers on that occasion. Rangers still not averted. Rangers still alive. 6 minutes have been passed here at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. This can be a great opportunity. Shot comes in. This can be another great save by the keeper of Indian Air Force. He was standing out as the China wall, stretching out his left hand like a flying eagle. Can you believe it? Almost the goal number 1 has came to Rangers Sports Club, but this time the keeper of Indian Air Force came out as a savior. First goal-bound movement for Rangers Sports Club. They are becoming much more hungered in order to get there first. They are trying to establish their domination upon the defenders of Indian Air Force. However, Indian Air Force team, they're also carrying forward star-studded campaigners. And the long ball has been put forward. Great clearance there. Seven minutes have been passed here at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Deadlock is yet to be unbroken. That he was talking about the football in Shahjahanabad and beyond. In these days, when cricket reigns supreme, it is difficult to imagine the grip that football had on the Shahjahanabad region of Delhi, also known as the World City. Renowned today for its mouth-watering cuisine, old-style perfumeries, textile shops, and jewelers. All Delhi was once a hub of football. The first parent body of Delhi football was formed in 1926 with Muhammad Zubair Qureshi as secretary, with the help of Sardar Soha Singh and young men FC secretary R.B. Sen, known as Adu Babu. The local league was yet to begin, but clubs participated in private tournaments organized by soccer enthusiasts. Footballers were admired and encouraged by the people of this region, which primarily comprised of Bengali and Muslim residents. One interesting fact that I am going to share with you, that is, the Delhi Wallace witnessed the historic 1940 Durand Cup, the first time it was played in this city and won by an Indian side, and watched the DCM trophy that was held regularly after independence. A man has been brought down there for Rangers Sports Club. Hopefully, is not so serious. The weather is quite better for both the teams. The weathers are becoming much more favorable for them. However, in the early morning, it was extremely foggy. And sometimes it may be difficult for the players of both the teams to execute their accurate strategy in the ground. Free kick has been awarded to Rangers Sports Club. Can it be a danger moment for Indian Air Force? All eyes are kept inside the 6-yard box. In comes the cross. Quick response from the side of Indian Air Force. Shot comes in, but far away from the target. Rather disappointing one. Couple of attempts have been made by the attackers of Rangers Football Club. However, they are still finding their first target. On the other hand, Indian Air Force Football Club, slowly but steadily, they are trying to maintain their strategic shape onto the pitch. The keeper of Indian Air Force with a long ball. But the ball rolls over the sideline. Throwing in favor of Indian Air Force. Muhammad Danish. In comes the pass. This can be dangerous for Fata. Lovely back volley attempt was there taking place. However, could not execute it properly. Eventually, the ball rolls out over the sideline. It would have been a great movement. Somehow, he was very, very unlucky. Now, Rangers Football Club, they are getting back the position. Another long aerial ball has been released there. But This time straight into the hands of the keeper of Indian Air Force. He is looking very confident. Dinesh, the keeper of Indian Air Force, he is given the responsibility for today's game. Between the sticks on the other hand, Indian Air Force, they are coming up on attack. Plays it back. In the meantime, oh, this can be a lovely opportunity for Rangers Football Club. He is almost penetrating inside the box. Shot comes in. Inside the edge of the area. The ball rolls out over the goal line. However, just went it over the crossbar. It eventually goes for a goal kick. Dinesh, he is not being tested too much. And we are just into the first quarter of the first half. The scoreline stands. It is Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Now it is Indian Air Force with the counter. Quick response, quick anticipation there. Now the attack is being built from jungle leg. This can be a great opportunity for Rangers Football Club. He's all by himself. He's trying to find out some space. Shot comes in. What a great reflex save. Equally coming from the keeper of Indian Air Force. Can you believe it? Dinesh. Was at that time. He was present at the time. Right occasion. Did not make any mistake to punch it away. End-to-end actions, filling actions are coming up off your screen on behalf of ED Sports Live. A nail-biting soccer encounter is being witnessed from both the teams. Rangers Club once again with possession. Dinesh, the keeper of Indian Air Force, he is being tested severely. Now this time, turning into sting. Rangers Sports Club, they are trying to conquer the midfield area. But might be there was a push. The first quarter of the first half has came to an end. However, deadlock is yet to be unbroken. The fans, the spectators, and the fans, the supporters, they're all waiting for that moment. An indirect free kick has been awarded to Indian Air Force. This is back. Slowly but firmly, they are trying to come up on attack. A long ball has been delivered there, but rather disappointing one, straight into the hands of the keeper of Rangers Sports Club, Tushar Chopra. No problem, no trouble for him whatsoever. Went it out for throw-in in favor of Rangers Sports Club. With a long throw, another long ball has been delivered there. He is looking for some space in order to take a shot. He is all by himself. Great sliding challenge from behind. And that's why a corner has been awarded to Indian Air Force, Rangers Sports Club. No, might be is a throwing in favor of Rangers Sports Club. Rangers Sports Club, they are becoming much more hungered in order to get their first long throw has been delivered there. No takers on that occasion. This time straight into the hands of Dinesh, the keeper of Indian Air Force. Dinesh with the long ball. Now it is Indian Air Force. They have started putting immense pressure upon their opponent. Danger still alive. Referee says the play is on. The game is on. "17 minutes have been passed here at Ambedkar Stadium. Scoreline reads Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Both the teams, they are constantly knocking the doors of goal mouth of their respective oppositions. It is Indian Air Force with the possession. But the ball rolls out over the sideline. Goal kick to Tushar Chopra, the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. Might be a muscle injury has been taking place there. Lakshay, today's match official, he is trying to officiate today's game with his strong hands. Goal kick in favor of Rangers Sports Club. Dinesh Chopra with the long ball. Now Rangers Sports Club with the counter. Turning into twisting, forward. Lovely ball has been released there. But once again, straight into the hands of Dinesh. That I was talking about earlier. The Delhi Witnessed its historic 1940 Durand Cup, the first time it was played in this city and won by an Indian side, and watched the DSA trophy that was held regularly after independence. Each mohalla supported a local football club, and in the summer months, the conversations would be about the chances of the old Delhi teams in the Delhi League. However, for the rest of the year, they were about the performances of the iconic Moment Sporting and Hyderabad City Police in the popular domestic tournaments. Leading teams from Delhi also participated in these tournaments, but players from these two clubs were treated like demigods. Now this time, Indian Air Force with a counter. Shot comes in, but rather disappointing one. It is too weak in case of breaking the deadlock. Quick substitution is coming up on your screen. Nishant, the jersey number 23, he is making his way into the pitch for Rangers Sports Club. So it can be narrated that Rangers Sports Club, their head coach, suddenly has shifted their focus. Oh, in the meantime, there is a miscommunication. There was a lack of communication between the defenders and the keeper, Dinesh Chopra of Rangers Sports Club. They should have to be very, very careful on that occasion. That he was talking about that the head coach, Mukul Sharma of Rangers Sports Club, he is also wanting to solidify his defensive fortress, and that's why the jersey number 23, Nishant Shah, he has made his way into the pitch, into the ground. He will also wanting to contribute his defense in order to prevent the attacks of Indian Air Force. But this time, straight into the hands of the keeper of Rangers SC. Dinesh Chopra with the long ball. Another great ball has been released there. But losing the position. Quick counter attack from the side of Indian Air Force. The attack is being directed, well directed from down the left. He is looking for some space. Oh, this can be dangerous. The keeper, Dinesh Chopra, coming out from his line and capably handle the situation. The fans, the Delhi football fans, the locals, the regionals, in this sun-kissed afternoon, they are also waiting for a long time in order to witness, in order to observe the deadlock breaking moment. Indian efforts once again in the counter. Great two balls has been released there. In comes the cross. No takers whatsoever on that occasion. The ball rolled out over the goal line. Attacks after attacks are constantly being happened in the penetrative zone of Rangers Sports Club. And that's why their head coach Mukul Sharma he has tried to make his intent very loud and clear. That is, first of all, he is wanting to solidify his defensive fortress, and then he will be looking forward in order to make some counter pressure upon their opponent. Actually, he did not want to lose any point from this match. He never want to lose any points because every single point, every crucial point is becoming much more significant for every teams. 13 teams are participating in this league, that is Senior Division League, organized by the Delhi Soccer Association. Once again, time it. A great ball has been played forward, but he can't get a proper judgment in order to grab the ball under his control. But no matter what, a corner kick has been awarded to Rangers Sports Club. Cross comes in. Well responded by the defenders of Rangers Sports Club. Indian Air Force started putting immense pressure upon their opponent. "26 minutes have been passed here at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium, and you are watching live and exclusive actions on behalf of AD Sports Live. In the meantime, the keeper of Rangers Sports Club Dinesh Chopra, he was stumbling while he attempting to grab the ball under his control. However, no problem, no trouble for him. Another great ball has been released for Ranger Sports Club. They are also trying to come up on attack with sudden constructive counter. This time Indian Air Force is almost penetrating inside the box, but prior his movement, the flag goes up. He was in his offside trap. The keeper, Dinesh Chopra, has been brought down and he is being assisted by his medical staff that I was talking about earlier. And here we can see that the head coach of Ranger Sports Club, Mukul Sharma, he is instructing his players, his disciples, to do something best onto the pitch. The game has been stopped at the moment. That I was sharing about some glorious moments, glorious stories for the development of soccer in Delhi. If you know this personality, Novi Kapadia, quite an experienced customer in Indian football circuit. When he had spent his formative years in Chabigunj, Kashmiri Gate, which in the 1960s is not the center of motor parts market as it is now. It was more of a well-connected middle-class residential colony with spacious gardens like Nicholson Gardens and Kuchia Bagh. All of the colonial era still hung in the main market that had charming little shops with English names. In later years, Novi Kapadia played for this club and even became their captain in 1974 and 75. That is St. Stephen's College, one of the most renowned colleges in Delhi, NCR. They are also carrying forward the great academic brand value along with them. Novi Kapadia's family was the first Parsi family to settle in Delhi, though his community and family encouraged sports. Nobody had played football. So many passion for the game started more by accident than design. In his area, there was a clubhouse called the Bengal Association. Now this time, Ranger Sports Club with the counter, enough options are being created inside the box. However, the defenders, they are capably managing it to clear away. In his area, there was a clubhouse called the Bengal Association, the space for the local adda, and they had a football team called the Young Bengal Association that played in the local league. As a child, Kapadia used to watch them practice at the erstwhile St. Stephen's College grounds, now the ISBT grounds, and was fascinated. In late years, he played for this club and even became their captain in 1974-75. Many talented players emerged from the walled city area largely because there was lots of playing space. The green patch outside Red Fort would be teeming with youth either playing football or flying kites. They would also play on the fast stretch of green opposite Rajghat, the Firoz Shah Kotla ground near the Indian Express building and nearby places. And Red Fort was the breeding ground of champions. The great players of Hyderabad City Police later Andhra Police and the 1966 Student Cup champions Gorkha Brigade all practiced there. That I am sharing about the glorious days of Delhi soccer with you, with our audiences, with our beloved, respected audiences from A to 80 groups. Now this time, Rangers Sports Club with the counter. There was a timing run by the keeper of Indian Air Force, that is Dinesh. Dinesh with the long ball. 32 minutes have been passed here at Ambedkar Stadium. Deadlock is yet to be unbroken. Both the teams, they are looking forward in order to consolidate, in order to solidify their defensive edifice. Corner, another corner for Indian Air Force. Can it be a danger movement for Rangers Sports Club? Can Indian Air Force Club take the lead in this game? Danger still not averted. Can they execute the proper plan? In comes the cross. Great defending by the side of Rangers Sports Club. There was a clumsy clearance. The possession being won back once again by Indian Air Force. But finally, eventually, the ball rolling out over the sideline. Throwing in favor of Indian Air Force with a long throw. This can be dangerous. In comes the cross, but this time straight into the hands of the keeper of Rangers Sports Club, Dinesh Chopra. He has made a jump with the proper timing, with the proper accuracy, and that's why he was capably collecting it. He has been brought down onto the pitch. He is being assisted by his medical staff. Hopefully his injury is not so serious. And we are coming more closer to the end of the first half. However, deadlock is yet to be unbroken. We are moving into the 35 minutes. Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Live actions are coming up on your screen exclusively on behalf of AD Sports Live. Hopefully his injury is not so serious. That I was sharing about with you. Some famous old Delhi clubs are Young Men, the capital's oldest club, formed in the year of 1898. Mughals started in 1905 and the first Delhi team to play in boots. Shimla Youngs, City Club, Internationals, Moonlight, Crescent and Union amongst the others. Mughals were a formidable team and won the local league title in the year of 1944-45 without losing a point or conceding a goal. In the year of 1944, Delhi also won the Santosh Trophy for the first time and only time till now, beating mighty Bengal 2-0 in the finals. Keeper Usman Jan, who had played for the all-conquering Mohammedan Sporting in the 1930s, was originally from the popular Crescent and later Young Men. Referee has made an instruction to quickly start this game. Now this time, the attack is being built from jungle left. However, Rangers Sports Club Suddenly, they are accepting their defensive approach. They need to push forward in order to break the deadlock. They are becoming much more defensive genre. On the other hand, that's why Indian Air Force, they have started putting immense pressure upon their opponent. Severe pressure. The pressure is becoming intensified from their side. In the sports club, somehow they are trying to slow down the motion of the game. Actually, they are trying to break the rhythm of Indian Air Force. In comes across, this can be dangerous. The first touch is little heavy, but flag goes up. He was in his offside trap, and that's why an indirect free kick has been awarded to the sports club. So we can say that a sense of urgency is becoming very, very prominent. It's becoming very, very evident from the side of Indian Air Force. Turning and twisting. But maybe his long season might be a free kick has been awarded to Rangers Sports Club. This can be an excellent opportunity for Rangers Sports Club to break the deadlock, to hit the target. Can they hit the target? Can they put it between the sticks, within the sticks? Let's have a quick look. All eyes are kept inside the box. Crucial opportunity has came to Rangers Sports Club to take the lead in this game. Shot comes in, but will be blocked by the artificial human wall. Now, Indian Air Force with the counter, and a long Indian ball has been played forward towards the far left. Once again, the keeper of Rangers Sports Club, Tushar Chauhan, coming out from his line, making a timing run at that point of time. And sometimes the attackers of Rangers Sports Club, they are switching up their positions in order to make some variation in their attacking strategy. However, no proper execution is still not be witnessed. Now this time, Indian Air Force with the counter. You can see that large number of female fans, spectators, they are coming up into the ground. They are constantly cheering up, they are constantly motivating their upcoming promising young talents. And they are sinking into the deep sea of enjoyment. And the long ball has been released there, but straight into the hands of Tushar Chauhan. He is looking very, very confident at that time. Did not make any mistake to grab the ball under his control. It was routine collection for Dinesh Chauhan. Eventually, but the ball rolling out over the sideline. throw in favor of Indian Air Force. However, Indian Air Force, they are trying to penetrate constantly into their opposition's box. This time, Rangers Sports Club with the counter. Enough options have been created inside the box, turning and twisting there, but well obstructed. And with this action, the referee has blown his whistle, indicating that a set piece will be awarded to Rangers Sports Club. A golden opportunity has come to them to lit up the score or to lit up the scoreboard with the goal number 1. Prior moving the drinks break. Can they take the lead? Can they gear themselves up with this goal, with this shot? All eyes are kept inside the box. Cross comes in, but far away from the target. Another wastage of opportunity for Rangers Sports Club. And we are coming more closer to the end of the first half. It would have been a great opportunity for Rangers Football Club, but they could not capitalize it. The ball rolls out over the sideline, throwing in favor of Indian Air Force. This time, Rangers Sports Club, enough options have been created inside the box. The attack is being built from down the left. The just number 33 is trying to find out some space, but once again, well blocked, well obstructed, well resisted by Indian Air Force defenders. He could not dribble past the defender. Indian Air Force once again with a counter. And the ball has been played forward. Slowly but firmly, they are trying to come up on attack. Cross has been delivered here, but straight into the hands of Rangers Sports Club keeper. Maybe a few minutes will be added on. After the conclusion of the regulation time, deadlock is yet to be unbroken at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. However, both the teams, they're constantly trying to building up their constructive counter. 3 minutes have been added on. Will it be satisfactory or not for both the teams in order to get the first prior moving into the drinks break? Now this time Indian Air Force is the counter once again. They are constantly capitalizing the left channel. They are becoming much more active on the left flanks in order to construct, in order to build up their constructive counter. A great ball has been released here. Again, is still not averted. He is trying to find out some space in order to take a shot. In comes the shot. It was an off target, far away from the target. 3 minutes have been added here after the end of the regulation time for first half. And we say that it was all about that we had in the first half. The scoreline stands Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Once again, a great football was being played there. Might be there is a push, there was a push from behind, and that's why a free kick has been awarded too. Indian Air Force. Long ball has been played forward. Can he be the moment? He's almost trying to find out some space. In comes the shot, but it will blocked. He was all by himself almost. Somehow he could not able to get his first prior moving into the locker rooms. Deadlock is yet to be broken. The fans, the supporters, the spectators, they are all waiting for that moment, for that goal-bound moment, the crucial moment, the groundbreaking moment. Here it comes in. Great save by the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. Can you believe it? And with this action, a great game of football, an enchanting, exciting, thrilling, fascinating first half is going to be paused. Prior moving into the locker rooms, the scoreline stands Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Stay tuned with us. Let's take a short break, and we will be coming back soon with another exciting, enchanting, thrilling, fascinating soccer battle. Hello, all Indian football lovers. Once again, we are coming back with the live actions for the second half encounter. It is the match between Indian Air Force and Rangers Sports Club. Those are going to lock horns with each other, and we are just one step away from the kickoff of the second half. All eyes are kept inside the box, inside the ground. After the conclusion of the first half, the scoreline reads: it is Indian Air Force nil, Rangers Sports Club nil. Both the teams will be looking forward in order to get the momentum in favor of them, and they will be geared up after taking the pep talks from their respective head coaches. Match official Lakshay, he is looking at his watch, and in any time, any moment, he can blow his whistle, which will be indicating the commencement of the second half. And here we go with the commencement of the second half. And this time, Indian Air Force, those will be attacking from right to left of your screen. On the other hand, it is Rangers Sports Club. Those would be operating from left to right of your screen in their signature whites. Indian Air Force, once again, they are trying to come up on attack. Actually, they are trying to maintain the pressure which is being created by them upon their opposition defender. On the other hand, Rangers Sports Club, they will have to pull the shots up. The ball is just rolled onto the center. And you're watching live exclusive actions on behalf of official YouTube channel of ED Sports Live. A truly commendable job is being made by these guys. That is the entire team of ED Sports Live, because they are broadcasting this kind of regional leagues, and they are also contributing to scout some promising upcoming young talents who have potentiality to shine themselves, to distance themselves in near future in national and international sporting podium as well. This time, Indian Air Force with a counter that is being built from the late in comes across straight into the hands of the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. A man has been brought down there. onto the pitch. Hopefully, this injury is not so serious. Might be some muscle injury. How did this injury came about? Goal kick in favor of Benji Sports Club into the counter. However, Indian forces they are coming on attack. With large numbers, the attack is being built from the right. Cross comes in. Far away from the target might be. Processes after processes, attacks after attacks are constantly being directed by engineer force in their opposition's penetrated zone. On the other hand, Rangers Sports Club, they are also looking forward in order to get some momentum in this game. However, good positional football, a good link-up play is being displayed, is being showcased from the side of Indian Air Force. Now this time Rangers Sports Club become countered. Turning into teams, looking out for some space. Clear it away. Now this time Indian Air Force become countered. His strength accelerate by capitalizing the right flank, but the ball eventually rolls out over the sideline. Much power has been generated, has been put forward over there. Another throw-in in favor of Indian Air Force. Now this time, Rangers Sports Club will become countered. Enough options have been created, enough spaces have been created inside the box. Cleared it away. The judge number 5, he's trying to find out some space. In comes the cross. Can be a dangerous moment for Indian Air Force, but straight into the hands of Dinesh, the keeper of Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force, they are coming on attack. In comes the cross. Danger still never averted. Little bit clumsy there. Still maintaining possession. Indian Air Force, he's trying to find out some space. Finally, clearance is coming off from the side of Rangers Sports Club. Severe penetration is being built by Indian Air Force. They have started equally well in the second half as well. Fifty-one minutes have been passed here at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Scoreline stands it is Indian Air Force 0, Rangers Sports Club 0, and you are watching live exclusive actions on behalf of AD Sports Live. We are live from Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. Quite a spectacular venue. Picturesque venue in Indian subcontinent, in the circuit of Indian football. It is the primary football stadium in Delhi. NDIAN was inaugurated in the year of 2007 and has a capacity to host 25,000 audiences. Hosted international football finals such as the 2007 Nehru Cup final and the 2009 Nehru Cup final. For several decades, Ambedkar Stadium hosted the prestigious DCM Cup and Student Trophy tournaments in the 1980s and 1990s. Top teams participating in the tournament. Sugar Cup, the National Junior Football Tournament, continues. And now this time, this game has come to Indian Air Force after the prolonged wait has been over there. Deadlock has been broken at the stadium that I was talking about. I was sharing the glorious history of the stadium, the previous tragedies of the stadium, and throughout the passages of time. Rangers Sporting Club, they have broken the Indian Air Force, they have broken the deadlock. Scoreline stands Indian Air Force 1. Rise Rangers Sporting Club 0. Can you believe it? However, the attackers of Indian Air Force are constantly hovering on the edge of the area. Finally, they are taking their fruitful result. Scoreline has been changed here at Dr. Ambedkar Stadium. It is Indian Air Force 1, Rangers Sports Club 0. Now Indian Air Force Football Club, they have started putting immense pressure upon their opponent. The defensive fortress of Rangers Sports Club, it is being immensely tortured, tormented by Indian Air Force after getting there first. However, a free kick has been awarded to Rangers Sports Club. The fans, the spectators, the supporters of Indian Air Force, they're really sinking into the deep sea of enjoyment. It is the time to celebrate for them. Once again, Indian Air Force put a counter that is being built from the right. They are continuously hammering their opposition. In comes the cross, it is still not averted. Indian Air Force, they have taken one step forward. Can you believe it? What a horrible goalkeeping by the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. She should be blamed, should be punished for that movement. Lucky escape. He was lucky enough on that occasion from conceding another one. Entire defensive formation of Rangers Sports Club has been switched up, has been collapsed. And we can say that at the moment, Indian Air Force are sapping the vitality of Rangers Sporting Club by taking this game one goal lead in their favor. Listen there. It is Rangers Sports Club, slowly but steadily, they are trying to get the momentum back. Suddenly, they have lost it. They are really back from this game. On the other hand, Indian Air Force, They have started putting pressure. He's trying to find out some space in order to take across. Still blocked at the heart of the defense. The defenders of Rangers Sports Club, they should have to be cautious. They should have to be solidified in order to resist the storming attacks, bashing thunder of Indian Air Force. No, this time Rangers Sports Club with the counter. Intense battle, intense clash is coming up on your screen. We are just moving into the first quarter of the second half. Scoreline reads Indian Air Force 1, Rangers Sports Club 0. However, Rangers Sports Club, if we talk about them, we should mention that they did also create some fabulous opportunities in the first half and in the beginning of the second half as well. But their conversion ratio is very poor as compared to their opposition, that is Indian Air Force. So we can say that the conversion ratio of Indian Air Force is going to be charged up, is going to be geared up after getting this first. However, it is too early to say, but it can be narrated that, it can be illustrated that Rangers Sports Club, they are standing in front of their first defeat in this competition, in this league, against their formidable opponents, that is Indian Air Force. On the other hand, Indian Air Force, they will look forward in order to climb up their position in the points table. Once again, position being back by Indian Air Force. They have started to dominate over the midfield as well. And a long ball has been played there. But this time, straight into the hands of the keeper of Rangers Sports Club. Slowly but steadily, they're trying to breed some spaces and a long ball. It was no tragedy, but good interception by Indian Air Force side. The keeper of Indian Air Force, Dinesh, he was tested severely in the first half, but in the second half, he is not being tested. On the other hand, Tushar Chauhan, the keeper of Rangers Sports Club, Tushar Chopra, he was beaten away on that occasion. Another great ball has been released there, but great defending, excellent defending comes from Rangers Sports Club. Now it is Rangers Sports Club with the counter. Quickly they have lost the possession being won back once again by Indian Air Force. The attack is being directed from down the right. In comes the cross, header comes in. but straight into the hands of Dinesh Tushar Chopra. Should have done much better from that point of time. Actually, there was no marker from the opposition, and he could have easily placed it between the target, but somehow he could not manage it to put the ball at the back of the net. This can be dangerous for sports club. Sometimes they are completely bewildered now. This time, when the sports club with the counter, he's trying to avoid his marker. He's dribbling past his defender. Somehow, well obstructed by the defenders of Indian Force. Might be a corner. 63 minutes have been passed here at Ambedkar Stadium. Scoreline stands. Indian Force 1. Rangers Sports Club 1. Now this time, another long ball has been played forward for Indian Force. Can it be a dangerous moment? Straight into the hands of Tushar Chopra. Now, Rangers Sports Club in the counter. Substitution. The jersey number 20 is making his way into the pitch. Another fresh leg has been injected there for Indian Force. Can it be a fruitful for Indian Force side? Can they double up their lead? This can be a great opportunity. Somehow, could not manage it to get the ball under his control. Yes, Teotia, he has made his way into the pitch in order to contribute his team in the attacking lineup. Development. Yes, Teotia. He's waiting for coming up. A man has been brought down there. Hopefully his injury is not so serious. Football is a body contact game. We will be hoping that he soon come up. He soon stand up